Hello, I'd like to thank you for your attendance today. First, Jay Bouwmeester is doing very well at the UCI Irvine Medical Center in Anaheim. Jay is currently undergoing a battery of tests to determine the how and why of what happened last night, but things are looking very positive. We would like to thank Ray Borelli and his staff, plus the Ducks medical staff, including both the trainers and physicians, for their quick response. There is never a good time for something like this to take place, but there could not have been a better location than the Honda Center. Thanks again to everyone involved at the Honda Center and the Ducks organization for their life-saving efforts. At 12:10 of the first period, Jay suffered a cardiac episode on our players' bench. Jay became unresponsive and the medical personnel used a defibrillator to revive him. Jay regained consciousness immediately and was transported directly to the UCI Irving Medical Center. I would like to acknowledge the NHL and the Ducks for their efforts during this chaotic situation. With the guidance of Gary Bettman and Colin Campbell, Anaheim GM Bob Murray and I moved quickly to postpone the game and turn all the NHL's focus towards Jay. The Blues will play in Las Vegas tomorrow night. But with that being said, we're asking the media to respect the players and not reach out to any one of our players or our staff directly. After the morning skate tomorrow, our assistant captain and captains and head coach will be available to talk about hockey questions and hockey questions only. In an attempt to regain some form of normalcy in this hectic situation, we appreciate and thank your cooperation in advance. Finally, to Jay, Devin, and the girls, the Blues organization and the entire hockey world are with you and looking forward to your speedy recovery. At this time, any of us will answer any questions that you may have.
Doug, when something like that happens, I mean, how shocking is the right word? It's got to really strike home.
Yeah, it does. I was at home. I just got back from Europe from a scouting trip, so I was watching the game. And really what happened, Jimmy, is your first response is to what you have to do, who you have to contact, the proper people. I reached out to Devin immediately. Fortunately, she wasn't watching the game, so I was able to explain to her what was happening, made her as comfortable as possible that he was getting the best medical care. Our father's trip is going on, as some of you may know. So having Jay's father there was obviously difficult for Dan, but very good, I think, for Devin to be able to have someone to talk to. And then you just sort of go through the process. You talk to the appropriate people. I was able to contact Craig and talk to him. His leadership was outstanding right from the get-go, making sure everything was organized and the right things were being done. And then when you get to 12:30 or 1 at night, it sort of sinks in on what happened, and you become more of a father or a friend at that point.
I've seen some stuff on social media, but I wanted to ask you, have you ever had some contact with Jay?
Yeah, I'll let Alex speak to that.
Yeah, I last night after the game, I went over there. Me and my dad went over there to see Dan and Jay with Ray. I think it was important, one for me, just to see him, and for everybody else to see him. So we FaceTimed. Bo had his opportunity to kind of see everybody. Everybody sent him their wishes, and I mean, I'm not going to speak for everybody, but I'm sure made everybody feel a lot better knowing he was in good hands, and he was in good spirits last night with us, and typical Jay. So I think it certainly made us all feel a lot better today knowing that we had the opportunity to talk to him.
Typical Jay is a good Jay, isn't it?
Typical Jay is a very good Jay, yeah.
Alex, when it happened, you saw fear wash over the bench and yourself, and everybody acted swiftly, but just how stunning was it?
It's hard to even explain. I mean, happened so fast. I mean, felt like it was an eternity for us, but I mean, we just really reacted as fast as we could. Everybody seemed like they wanted to help and do something, but once we handed it over to Ray and the doctors and the EMT, I mean, they were impressive to see, them go into action, what they were doing. But it's not as easy to see anybody go through it, but let alone your close friend and teammate that you spend every day with. But we're a tight group in our locker room. If you've been around us, you know how close we are. So certainly we're lucky to have each other, anytime you're going through something like this.
Alex, Willie Ramirez with the Associated Press. You saw on the videos the team come together, but can you speak to Anaheim and how quickly they seem to have a lot of concern and they skated over just maybe anything that they may have shared, any of the players?
Well, yeah, they wanted to see us after the game too. I mean, hockey gets pushed aside really quickly when you're talking about something like this, and you play against each other and you battle against these guys, but we all have enough respect for each other, and a lot of those guys have played with Bo or been around Bo. A lot of them are friends, and I know Getzlaff, obviously I've played with him. He knows Bo a lot just from playing over the years in international tournaments. He reached out right away, and the hockey community, like Doug said, I mean, when something like this happens, a lot of people start reaching out. It's just how the hockey community is. It's a really tight group of people.
You obviously you've seen teammates over the years, experience injuries and you have to come back and play, but something like this, how do you sort of turn around and be able to get your mindset on tomorrow's game?
Well, it's obviously going to be difficult. I mean, but again, we talked to Jay, and he's in good spirits. And when you see how he's doing, it certainly makes us feel a lot better and lets us come here. We stayed last night. We didn't feel comfortable leaving without knowing how he was doing, but knowing, one, that he has his dad there, two, that Devin's at home, and our wives are all reaching out. I know Steiner's wife went by, last night. I mean, it's just how our group is, and we're taking care of each other. And like I said, when J-Bo is being J-Bo, I think it makes everybody feel a lot better.
Was the toughest part just the wait last night and not knowing, seemed like forever?
Yeah, I don't know how long everything happened by the time I went to go get the EMT guys and came back. It felt like it was forever, but I'm sure it didn't happen like that. But it's pretty impressive when you see the response, not only from our teammates, but everybody. I mean, a lot of people did an unbelievable job, and you don't want to see that stuff, but it's pretty impressive how selfless people become in those situations.
Doug, I wanted to ask you maybe just, I know this obviously is in the forefront, but you got any indication about what will happen with this game? Will it be rescheduled?
Yeah, I've been in contact with the NHL. Obviously, with the condensed schedule of all the teams from now to the end of the year, it's difficult to find. They may have to move a couple of games for us or for Anaheim to try and make it work. But as you said, that's secondary to where we're at now. I know they're working on that, and we will play the game. The last two times they've had to stop a game midway, our score was 1-1, so we'll start at 1-1, but we'll play the full 20. We'll play the full game, 60 minutes. That's my understanding of what has happened in the past.
So the score will be 1-1 when you start?
Yes, that's my understanding. 1-1-0-0, it's still tied, I guess, but it'll be 1-1 with 60 minutes to play.
So Barbashev gets the goal.
They get their helpers.
Jay is, when you see something like this, there's no explanation, but he's like one of your fittest guys, isn't he? I mean, he hikes, he goes mountain biking, right? Isn't he? And hockey players are in great shape.
Yeah, I would say our worst conditioned athlete is a great athlete, and Jay is at the top of his profession as far as training and taking care of himself. So it crystallizes how quickly things can change, and again to Ray Borelli and the Duck staff, how quickly they got on there to revive Jay, to get him back. Is a testament to the work that is done, and a testament to the NHLPA and the NHL for making sure that teams do all the proper work behind the scenes to have the people in the right spots that are there to help the guys if anything happens.
As a manager, how helpless or fast is everything when it happens and you've got to react and make decisions that are paramount to the players' health and the team's well-being? There's a lot going on.
Yeah, I would say when you first see it happen, your natural instincts to go to work jump in, and you first of all, the first call was to Devin to make sure she was comfortable. Then you're working to make sure that Jay is getting the best help possible. Then you want to make sure the team is getting the proper information that they can get. I was very fortunate that Jim Nill, who went through this situation in Dallas with Rich Beverly, he and I talked last night. I was able to talk to George McPhee, and he was able to arrange some support counselors for us to hear from today when we got in, so we have an understanding of what to expect moving forward. So the NHL community comes together very quickly in something like this, and it makes us, I think, speaking for myself, but hopefully the coaches, players, and trainers, that we are part of a very special fraternity. Okay, well, I'd like to thank everyone for coming in again. Please respect the players' privacy tonight and tomorrow. Let's keep, if possible, keep the questions to these guys towards hockey and let them focus on what is going to be a very emotional day tomorrow. Thank you.